Tracy here. Well, it's time for another Fauxbonichi flip, and this is going to be for the month of September. I wasn't as swamped in September as I was in August, but I did still have a lot of fun, had a crop, and went away with my friend. So again, we will always, as I always start with my videos, with my goals. When I was drawing out my September calendar, I made a mistake and I put a line here and I had to erase it, and I had to do it with whiteout, and so there's like, my ink didn't stick. So there's like this long line, but that's okay, I can live with that. So I just decorated it as usual with my washi tape, and I did my edges with the washi tape. And I put my stickers on along the top and my stamps, and same old that I do every month. And my goals are 10,000 steps, and on the first I did 20,000. There's a couple days I did 20,000 steps. There's also a couple days that I didn't get my 10,000 steps. Actually, there's at least three days. And then my 1 can of Coke, well, I was doing good, and then my girlfriend and I can't remember if this was a crop I went to or when I went away with my friends, so kind of splurged a little bit on the Coke. I never got around to reading a book. I did quite a few layouts because I was at a crop, and I was also away on a crafty getaway with my friend. Didn't get to the Happy Meal, didn't get to organizing any place in my home that I can remember, and I did an outing with a friend that whole week and the weekend. So September 1st here was the first day of school. Now my children are all adults now, so I didn't have to get anybody ready for school or get anything like that, but it's still exciting to see the kids get on the bus in the morning, not my kids, but the neighbor kids, and come home. Well, honestly, I'm usually still probably sleeping when they're getting on the bus, but I'm awake when they get home from school, and how excited they are, so that was fun. And then this day here, I received my new chameleon markers in the mail. Here's my little coloring I did with the chameleon markers, and like I had mentioned in a previous video, I still love my Copics, but I will do a comparison video on that whenever I get caught up with all my other videos I'm trying to catch up on. And then this day, wanted to go to Primary, or this is a local photo place, to get pictures of the wedding. And just pictures that I had taken with my big boy camera or my cell phone, or pictures my friends had taken at the wedding. And I picked out 449 photos. And I brought them in, and it cost me, okay, now, bear with me here, $130 for 449 photos. And yeah, you'd think that was a little overkill. Those weren't even the professional pictures. Those were just pictures that I collected off my friends or off Facebook or whatever like that. So yeah, there's a lot of pictures. I'm a little crazy because I have trouble with pictures, because you see, I just deleted over 2,300 photos or something like that off of my cell phone. Even though I still upload them to my computer, I have trouble getting rid of photos. So I think I'm down to 600 and something on my cell phone, so I have a lot of room. I could take lots of more pictures now. So yeah, Thursday, this is the day that Wayne and I usually run around and get our groceries, because we were still going to camp then. And this was the day of my new son-in-law's birthday. He turned 31. And then Wayne and I went to camp. And whenever I go to camp lately, I've been putting trees. So every weekend, practically, we go to camp. So I'm going to have to stock up on some tree stickers, so I have different ones. Or stamps, I guess. This weekend up at camp, we were changing the fascia boards on the, I think it was on the garage. And my husband had to go up really high because it's a peaked roof. So he went in the bucket of my father-in-law's loader, and I drove it and lifted him up and down in this, I call it a mini loader. I'm not sure, it's a loader, a whacker Noosa it's called, but it's like it's like a mini loader. Like my husband is, I had told you before, he's in the quarry business, or rock crushing and all that kind of stuff. So he's used to driving, and I'm used to seeing him driving these big, huge loaders and dump trucks and graders and bulldozers and stuff like that. But this is like a cute little mini loader, and he actually trusted me to put him in, to lift him up and down in that loader bucket. and drive him around in there. I was a little nervous. He's like, I trust you. I'm thinking, are you kidding me? I've never driven one of these and you're trusting me, but okay. And I didn't squish him or nothing like that. He was fine. And then this, I painted those boards that weekend, and just some more stuff up at camp. This was a long weekend, and I remember we left camp a little earlier because I wanted to go to the Heimers Fall Fair. Not so much for the fair, but for the fair food. Like, you know, those elephant ears? We call them elephant ears. I'm trying to think, funnel cakes, I think they've been called. And I know some people call them beaver tails, but I've only know them as elephant ears, and they're delicious. And we bought little donuts, and honestly, I felt so sick when we left there, but the food was good, but I'm not used to eating all that type of stuff anymore. Ashley and I just went for a walk. We were doing a lot of walking around this time, and during the summer, she has really nice walking trails around her house. And so we went for walks, and then when I got home, Christy secretly called me into her room. And I'm like, what? Well, she bought some of those, they're called Dad's oatmeal ring cookies, and they're like shaped like a circle they're shaped like a donut. And they are so good and moist and chocolate and oatmeal. Oh, they're just so good. And she saved me her last one because she knew that I love them so much. So I thought that was really sweet of her. I was trying to clean up my craft room. I don't think it got done. I probably tidied up a little bit, but it's a disaster, and I have to do all that kind of stuff all over again. My friend came over for tea, just playing with some washi tape here. Here is just a sticker. I just, actually, no, this isn't washi tape. What this is, I had all these paper borders, and I'm like, oh, I might as well just use these up. So I just adhered them on. I can't remember if they were sticky or not, but. And then on these pages here, I just put some washi and then stuck some old leaves. They're really old, and look at how foiled they are. But I'm like, you know what? We're sticking them on there. My sister-in-law friend, Sharon, she was going away, and so she came and visited me because she said that she was going to miss me when she was gone. And then I thought that was so sweet. So the next day I phoned her when I was at camp, and I thanked her for coming over to tell her how much that meant to me that she came and visited me. What happened? This is more camp stuff. This was a prompt from Fauxbonichi Journaler's site on Facebook. I keep mentioning that. I'll try and put a link below. I'm not sure because you have to ask to join, so I'm not sure how if I can put a link to it or not, but I will try. But one of the prompts was, what is your favorite time of the day? And I wrote, I am a night owl. I would love to be a morning person, and once was when I worked or when my girls were young. But society made me a morning person. It was not by my choice. And even then, I still love the night. I am more creative at night. This is the time when ideas flow. This is the time in which I want to create and try new ideas. I also feel more productive at night when the house is quiet and I know my family is safely snuggled in their beds. I feel the need to clean the house. It even seems more enjoyable to clean at night. I used to clean my girls' room when they were really little, late at night while they slept, and they would wake up and say, oh, the cleanup fairy came. And every once in a while they're like, I wish the cleanup fairy would come by. And I'm like, yeah, she's retired. My friend had these in her stash, and she just gave them to me, and I'm like, oh, these are really pretty. I should put something in there, like write a title or something in there, but I haven't done that. But I just thought they were pretty on the page, so I stuck those on there, and I used this really fun bird washi tape, and then I just with some blue ink, I just dabbed some blue ink to look like clouds. And then it says, another prompt by the journaler's site was, what do I love about fall? And I wrote, I love the change of each season, but with fall, all of the leaves change such beautiful, vibrant colors. The air gets cooler, and there is a fresh, crisp, clean scent in the air. It is a time to take in the last few weeks before the cold weather approaches. Fall is a great time to work on those last-minute outdoor jobs, projects, as it is cooler outside. That's why September is usually full of outdoor projects at camp, because it's like, oh, it's so much nicer, and the bugs aren't bad usually because it's too cold for them. I just added a whole bunch of these fun little characters. These are stickers, and I think I finished off the package, so I'm like, oh, might as well just stick them on. So I stuck them on, and plus this was because I was going to crop and create the next day, so I wanted to get all of my stuff packed up, all my crafty stuff. And then actually I went back to Walmart. Well, not back, because the first place I went to get the pictures was Primary, but I went to Walmart because I just wanted a few more pictures. I know, crazy, eh? I don't know, I didn't write how many I got, but I remember, if I remember correctly, it was like 30 or 40 more pictures. I know, crazy, eh? And then I remember this was the day I was at the dollar store. Well, I went to go get the pictures done, and there were fire trucks there because the fire alarm went off at Walmart, so I couldn't go in. So I'm like, oh, well, I'll just go in the dollar store and check it out there. So I went in the dollar store, and as I was leaving, the guy in front of me, he was short like $3 or $5 because he didn't have, he thought you can take like credit card there, but you can at the dollar store. It's cash or probably debit. And so he was short like $3 or $5, something like that. So I'm like, here, just here you go. So I paid it for him, and you would think I like did such an awesome thing because he was so thankful and thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. And like, it's $3 or $4. Like, it's not a big deal. So that was my good deed of the day. And then, oh yeah, also my daughter, she bought a new vehicle. She got a new Jeep. She asked me if I can go with her to check out this Jeep. So I went with her, and we made a really good deal on it because she asked me instead of my husband, because my husband will just, he doesn't negotiate. He will pay what's on there. Like, he does not negotiate at all. I have done all the deals with our vehicles. And actually, when we bought our last Jeep, I was making the deal, and I saw my husband drive by, and I'm like, please do not come in here. Please do not come in here. And he came in, and he's like, he comes in, he's like, so do we have a new Jeep? Like, it's like, oh my goodness, like, just, you can drive it, but you can't talk to the people, okay? Let me do that. He's so cute, though. The next day was a Crop and Create Day, and every year for the last, I think this is the third year they came, they come and they have a big major crop. It's put on by Scrapbook and Cards Today. It is an awesome event. If you have one near your area, I think it's only in Canada, but if you get one near your area, well worth going to it. The women there are so sweet, and I've met so many of the designers. Actually, this year I think I visited more than I actually crafted. But yeah, that's what I was so excited to go. The event started at 4 o'clock, and I texted my friend at like 10 to 3 because I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what I did, but I'm like, okay, I'm leaving now. And then she texts, and I was like at the end of the street, and I got a text. So I pull over because you don't text and drive, plus it's illegal here. So I pulled over and I read her text, and as I was reading it, I realized, oh my goodness, I am so early. And she goes, you're a little early, aren't you? It doesn't start till 4. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm a little bit excited. So I turned around and I went back home for another hour before I had to go. So this year it was 3 days. So that's what I did Saturday. We went there again, and on the Sunday. So we didn't go to camp that weekend, but it was over in time. The crop ended at 3:30, so I was home in time to watch The Walking Dead, or Fear the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead wasn't on yet. So Fear the Walking Dead, and I had to pack because my sister-in-law and I went away for our girls' weekend. Every year we go away to Hinckley. She gambles, I craft. So that's what we left that day, and enjoyed a yummy dinner at Red Lobster. And then the Tuesday, we went to Crafts Direct, which is like, it's just a dream store. They have every craft you can think of, and rows and rows and rows and rows of paper crafting. It was like, I don't even want to tell you how much money I spent there, but I dropped a pretty penny there. And then these were stickers. I just thought these were adorable. So I just added some stickers on there. And then these little, these are quite thick. I wanted to take the foam off, but you can't because it's all one piece. But it's your friends' faces and funny places that make each moment a memory, which is so true. Then this day, Sharon and I, we went to Pine City in the morning. And then we went in the hotel, wherever we stay, they have a nice big table. Well, they had a nice table there, and we bring all our stuff and we craft. So I was doing my daughter's wedding album, and I'll show that on another day. But yeah, and it was really neat because some people stop and ask what we're doing, if we're coloring or if we're scrapbooking or whatever we're doing. They have to stop and ask us what we're doing, and I love to chat with people. So I was talking to this one gentleman who was looking at what we were doing, and he was, I would say, 30s, and he actually told me he was a scrapbooker, and he was telling me all the scrapbooks and pages he's done for his son. So I thought that was pretty cool, because usually you don't run into too many male scrapbookers. I thought that was pretty cool. And then, of course, my sister-in-law went gambling, and actually, I don't gamble because I'm too cheap. I would rather spend my money on scrapbooking stuff. But there was this thing that you pick a number on the screen with your card, and you get like $20 free play or something like that. I can't remember what it was. She says, which one should I pick? And I told her which one to pick, and I says, no, I'm bad luck. Like, don't pick mine. So she picked another one, and she got, I can't remember, say she got $40, whereas if she would have picked the one that I told her to pick, she would have got $50. And then it was my turn to pick with my card, and I did get $50, and you have to gamble that money. They don't give it to you. So I gambled the 50 on it, but I actually made money, so I cashed it in. I know most people would keep gambling until they either won or lost, but I'm like, yep, nope, I made more than I came in here with, so I left with $50, spent nothing. And then on the Thursday, we went home, and then Wayne and I went for groceries, and I was so tired. I was ready for bed at 8:30, considering I'm a night person, but I did all the driving, so yeah, I was tired. So then here, these days, again, we're at camp, so I put the trees, and I put these little pine cone. I thought those were really cute. And then I colored up one of those crazy birds, one of those Tim Holtz crazy birds. You know, when I first seen these birds, I wasn't too sure about them, but the more I see them, the more I think they're so adorable. This was one of the tags that we colored up at the Crop and Create, and this is an image from Angie Bloom. And this is one of her designs, and she was actually there. I love her stamps. She is such a sweet lady. I love talking to her. So I got to color that up, and we played with watercolor crayons, which I've never played with those before, so that was interesting. Yeah, I have this stamp waiting for me. I ordered it, and it was supposed to be there when my husband and I went across the border, and it wasn't, so it's been sitting there like for a month waiting for me to pick up these stamps. So she's just so pretty. And then there was supposed to be that super moon eclipse, but it was so foggy that we never got to see it. My daughter and I were looking out the window, waiting and waiting and waiting. So I said to my daughter, well, you know what? Next time it comes around, you'll be able to see it. And she goes, well, you'll be able to see it too. And I says, isn't it like 30 years it'll come around? And she says, yeah. And I says, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be around in 30 years, but you sure will be. So that's that day. So I tried to mimic the moon and just did some inking. And then these are the last 2 days. Yes, these are the last 2 days. And I get some migraine sometimes, and I think that's what happened these days, so I just slapped some stickers down, and I just love this sticker. I think that is so beautiful. It says, autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. Isn't that sweet? And then I added some more little flowers and did some stenciling here. And that was about it. That was my September. And look, the whole book is done, complete. And I'm happy to say my book didn't fall apart. I've heard of so many women saying that their books have fallen apart. Now, if you look closely, I don't know if you could see. I should put my cheaters on. But, yeah, you could see it. It's kind of pulling apart here, but it hasn't fallen apart, and it's done with. Like, it's full. I'm not adding anything else into it. So I think it's good. It'll be fine. But I've been asked how many months I can fit in here, and September is the 9th month, so I can fit 9 months in here. But remember, I take 2 pages, and check out my other videos. I put 2 pages together. See, there's 2 pages here, and that's good because see the bleed through? That was Copics, of course it's going to bleed through, but yeah. So that's the end of this one, and I have another one, so I'm very excited to start my new one up, and I'm going to do the same. I like this. I don't know how. I think I might keep the same layout because I really like how that works. I might add my journaling or my art blocks in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We'll see when I do it. But that is it. That's the end of this book. And I know I was really skeptical on how I would be with not fitting a full year in here, but I'm continuing on, so 9 months is quite a bit in one book. So even though I can only fit 9 months in here, not a full year, just 9 months, I'm okay with it because I'm going to start a new one, so it's just going to be a continuation of it. And I was looking back at all my old journals from when I was younger, and none of them started and stopped on the same year. Sometimes I fit quite a few years in one journal. So I'm just going to let it go, and I'm going to be okay with that. So anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I hope this is a lot quicker video than my other ones have been. And I hope you all had a very creative day today. Bye now. Hi everyone. This is not straight. Do a not a tutorial, sorry, but a what's it called? Not a comparison. Well, yeah, comparison. What is that called? Brain freeze. You know, when you want my opinion, I forget the name of it. Oh my goodness, what is that? Whatever. I will do one of those videos soon. And if I can remember the name, I'll come back and I'll edit that in. My husband had to go up high to change boards on like the fascia boards. Oh my goodness, I really have like no. My brain is like frozen or something. Choice. It was not.